Just a quick little update for you guys this weekend. I'm in the process of finishing up a project. I do have to do a lot of editing on it, so I'm probably not going to have the videos of it up for probably another week or so. Around here, everything's been pretty hectic around here with the Boston Marathon stuff and everything else going on. Yesterday, pretty much the entire city was shut down. I was in the middle of Harvard Square, and there was not a soul in sight. It was me and one other guy, and we were standing in the street, and there were maybe us two and 3 or 4 other people walking around. Never seen it like that in my entire life. Luckily, late last night, they caught the second guy. They had killed the brother, the first guy in the shootout. Late last night, they caught the second guy, but unfortunately only after he killed an MIT police officer and shot a transit cop. It just so happens that and I didn't recognize it at the time. I didn't recognize his name, but the MIT police officer, I knew. He actually lived 2 doors down from me. He's a little bit younger than me. He's about 3-4 years younger than me. He's never really hung around, but I mean, I knew who he was. We attended all the same schools and stuff like that. It's just kind of weird seeing that on the news. But now that's all over with. So it's, you know, as I guess that's the best that can come from it for now. But the project that I'm going to be doing, or I'm going to be finishing up, is a little bit different. It's not a strictly metalworking project. We are going to use the lathe for a couple of things, but it can be done completely without a lathe. And the basic plans and basic premise of it I got from this magazine. And what it is it's called a Wimshurst generator. You can see a little picture of it right here. It's out of Make magazine. I've had this floating around for years. This is actually issue number 17. The date inside this is from 2009. I actually found it tucked away in the back of this cabinet here. And I was flipping through it and I saw that, and it seemed like a pretty cool thing to make. So it's going to combine. I'm gonna deviate from what's in here a bit. I'm gonna make my own bearings and mounts and stuff instead of the store-bought stuff that they use in here. And I'm going to use the lathe to do that. It's a little bit different, but it's a pretty cool project. I hope you guys stick around to watch that. Reason why I kind of caught my eye is one of the first things I remember actually sitting down and making, besides models and stuff with my father, car models. But the one thing that we made from scratch, from beginning to end, that I remember was for a science fair project, which at the time was mandatory. We had to make something for the science fair project. And I got a book about, I believe it was about electricity or generators or something. And in there was a Van de Graaff generator and rough plans on how to make one. So we made it according to those plans, but it didn't work. It didn't work at all. It barely got anything, any spark, couldn't really feel anything. And my father called up the Museum of Science in Boston, and what they have there is a giant Van de Graaff generator. They have a lightning show, and a giant Van de Graaff generator that does the lightning show, and I think it's 2 or 3 stories tall. It was used as an atom smasher before particle accelerators, and then once particle accelerators were invented and got mainstream, it was donated to the museum. And we actually were able to talk to the guy that does the maintenance on it, fixes it and knows everything about them, and builds the little display models. And he said, you know, come on down, let me take a look at it, we'll see what we can do. So we actually went into the museum and showed it to him, and he pointed us in the right direction. He showed us how they make theirs and kind of what was going on, what was wrong with ours. And you know, we took it home and reworked it according to his suggestions, and lo and behold, the thing worked great. It was probably about yay big. It threw maybe a ½ inch to 1 inch spark off of it, just by hand cranking it, which is pretty cool, at least for a kid. I thought it was amazing, and that's kind of what first got me into wanting to make stuff. Actually, seeing that we could take something from plans, build it, improve on it, and make it work better, and you know, have this thing that does something. So seeing this kind of brought me back to that, and the basic premise is roughly the same as a Van de Graaff generator. If you want to know a little bit more about it, just Google Wilmshurst generator, and you'll find plenty of videos about it and explanations about it. So I hope you stick around to watch the video of me making this, even though it's not a strictly machining or metalworking project. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and I should have it up hopefully soon. Have a good night.